So Samsung finally did it. For the first time ever, there's an ultra version of the Galaxy Z Fold, and unlike previous years where the Fold always had a few compromises, Samsung has gone all out this time. So here are 15 of the biggest features of the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. What's up guys, Sal here. So first up, pre-orders for the Z Fold 8 Ultra are now live. If you use my purchase links, you can get boosted trade-ins worth up to $1,200 or $200 off without a trade-in. You can also save an extra $100 with the code PayPal100, get a free $30 Samsung credit, and unlock additional bundle discounts when you pair it with the Watch Ultra 2 or Buds. You'll find all the offer links in the description. Alright, so let's start with the display because this alone gets 5 upgrades. First, Samsung has slightly reduced the crease. Despite what the leaks claimed, it definitely hasn't disappeared. It's still visible, especially when light hits it at certain angles, although it's a bit less noticeable than before. So the improvement is there, just not as nearly as dramatic as many of us were expecting. Second, Samsung has finally added an anti-reflective coating to the display. Not only does it make the screen much easier to see outdoors, but it also cuts down reflections that tend to highlight the crease, making it blend in a little better during everyday use. Third, both the cover and main display now reaches up to 3000 nits of peak brightness, up from 2600 nits before. It's not a huge jump, but it should still make the phone a bit easier to use outdoors in bright sunlight. Fourth, both displays now have a higher resolution, so text, photos, and everything else should look noticeably sharper. Fifth, Samsung is using a brand new titanium alloy support layer underneath the display. It's 20 times stronger than the previous layer and should improve the overall durability of the folding panel. Next up is the battery, and this one genuinely surprised me. We knew for months that the Z Fold 8 Ultra would get a bigger 5000 mAh battery, but what we didn't know was that Samsung would finally switch to a silicon carbon battery. This new battery tech packs more capacity into the same amount of space, which is how Samsung managed to keep the phone so thin while fitting in a larger battery. It also opens the door for even bigger batteries in future Galaxy phones without making them thicker. And yes, this is now the biggest battery ever in a Galaxy Fold, finally matching the S26 Ultra. Samsung says it will last up to 27 hours of video playback, up from 24 hours on the Fold 7, so getting through a full day, even with heavy use, shouldn't be a problem. And not just the battery, charging is finally getting the upgrade we've all been waiting for. Wired charging jumps from 25 watts to 45 watts, while wireless charging increases from 15 watts to 20 watts. Still not as good as the S26 Ultra, but hey, at least it's an upgrade. Samsung has also fixed one of the Fold 7's biggest annoyances, opening the phone. The new Armor Flex hinge has a 20% wider opening gap, and the added lip along the edge makes it much easier to get your fingers in and unfold the device. It's a small change, but one people will surely appreciate. Next up are the cameras. Samsung has upgraded the ultra-wide camera to 50 megapixel from just 12 on the Fold 7. The rest of the camera hardware is unchanged. But Samsung is also bringing over one of the S26 Ultra's coolest camera features, the horizontal lock. It keeps the horizon perfectly level while you're recording, even if you tilt or rotate the phone, making handheld videos look much smoother and more professional. Another small change is the thickness. The Fold 8 Ultra is now even thinner than the Fold 7 while keeping the same 8.9mm folded thickness. And now we know how Samsung pulled that off while also fitting in a bigger battery, the switch to silicon carbon battery technology. Samsung is also giving power users more RAM. If you buy the 1TB model, you'll get the 16 gigs of RAM instead of 12 GB. There's also a new processor, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, and it's notably faster than last year's chip. Next, there aren't many AI features this time, except a feature called My Fan Cam, which lets you reframe a video after you've already recorded it. It's somewhat similar to Samsung's own auto framing, but instead of keeping someone centered while you're recording, it lets you do it afterward. Then there's this Google feature that Samsung optimized for this phone called Gemini Notebook. Basically, you can throw in anything like notes, photos, PDFs, or voice recordings, and Gemini will organize everything for you, summarize it, or even answer questions about it. It's a simple but genuinely useful AI feature that fits perfectly on the Fold's large display. So overall, this feels like the biggest Galaxy Fold upgrade we've seen in years. A completely upgraded display, a bigger battery, battery, much faster charging, flagship cameras, 16 gigs of RAM, and a host of new features. Now, Samsung did increase the price by $100 this year, but to make up for it, they're offering some pretty good pre-order deals. So if you're planning to pick one up, make sure to use my purchase links in the description to unlock the extra savings. Now, Samsung has also launched another fold this year, the Whistle ZFold8. And if you're wondering what exactly are the differences between the two, I've explained 7 of them here, and I'll see you there.